Not Switzerland, very nice country, very interesting country, very corrupt. I was doing this show in Bern, so it's the capital of Switzerland, and I need to rent a venue, and I need to sign a contract, and in contract it was written, you need to pay money for the venue after the show in cash, and there was like asterisk, taxes are paid by the venue. And I was like, yeah, sure guys, sure, that's why you like cash, because you like to pay taxes. But okay, none of my business, you know, I just, you know, there. And I come to the manager before the show, like, hey, I will give you money, don't worry, but can I get an invoice? And she looks at me like, what? There is nothing about invoice in the contract. And I was like, yeah, no, in none of the contracts there is nothing about invoice. It's just a standard business procedure. She was like, sorry, we don't give invoices. I was like, no, you don't, I need an invoice, come on, you don't, so we're not gonna start the show without invoice. So we argue with her for 15 minutes, she calls her higher manager, I talk to this guy in this retarded Swiss German, whatever they talk there, follow the contract, folgen the contract. At some point it escalates, it gets really heated. At some point I give up, I look in her eyes, and I say, look, I understand why you need money in cash. So you don't pay taxes to a Swiss government, right? But I need an invoice, so I can get this money back from a German government. How about you fake me an invoice? Look, nobody's gonna check it. Look, come on, look, I'm from Ukraine, I know how it's done. We can be together on this, we can be on the same team. It's not that deep. And the moment I said it out loud, she just lost it completely. Oh, how do you know? But this is on our side, we're handling it on our side. If I has broken some unspoken rule or something. And I think this is the main difference between corruption in Europe and corruption in Ukraine. You see, corruption in Ukraine is accessible to everyone. You can participate in corruption starting from 10 euros. It's fun, everyone does it, it's not a big deal. As a matter of fact, this is how you become man in Ukraine. It's not about sex, it's about can you handle the situation by yourself, or you need to call your dad. So he comes here and does the talk. Because you see guys, if everyone is corrupt, then no one is corrupt. It's just part of the culture, society still functions. Am I right, Lebanon? But apparently in Europe it's a little bit different. Europe, if you're poor, you get on yourself like Finanzamt and tax authorities and Schufa and all this Bürgeramt and all that stuff. But if you're rich, you can just go to some made-up place like Luxembourg and don't pay taxes legally. In the end, she wrote me invoice with a pen and paper. Like a fucking Picasso. I was like, this is too much even for me. Look, I can teach you how to do PDFs. It shouldn't be as amateurs.